Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome.
Yes, look at that.
Welcome. Yeah, what's going on? Are we just broadcasting from your room, kind of? Yeah, low key. Yeah.
Oh, real low key.
Welcome one, welcome all to the first episode, the maiden voyage of Get DP'd.
Yes.
Many people ask, why Get DP'd?
Why?
Why? Well, because his name is Phil Daddario. D is in Daddario. My name is Alfredo Papadakis. D.
And P. Very nice. I like where you're going with that one.
You like that? You like that?
Throwing me off. Right.
Some people might think it has a sexual connotation, but
it's up to you. That's your own dirty mind if you think that way.
Fuck 'em, right?
Oh God, I look awful.
No, dude, you look good.
Why are we both wearing black?
Why, you look great. It is a Black Friday.
It is a Black Friday, isn't it?
It is a little Black Friday.
Very Black Friday.
Stormy weather outside, little
perfect
rain.
LA weather.
It really is. You know.
So, to lay the land, what are we doing here, Alfredo? What are we doing with this?
Well, essentially, and we have to thank our wonderful producer, Jeff Brock.
Jeffrey.
Essentially, the idea is that just to basically talk about, the last week's news, entertainment, sports, fanboy, gangster shit, the strange, the oddities of life, the ins, the outs, Basically, it's a recap of the last week and just our own unique perspective on it.
Sure.
So,
That's good.
For me personally, I think it's awesome that you and I get to sit down and actually talk about some things.
I agree. I think it's a good thing for both of us. I think it's therapeutic, and I think a lot of people will enjoy it.
I mean, we do this already, like, pretty constantly.
Yep.
The debate is just spawned and spurned every single moment of our lives. So why not just, YouTube it and
people enjoy it.
Yeah, live stream it and see what's really going on. All right. So the first topic on deck, technically, it's been 6 days since the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. And, many people have actually said that was like the last gasp of boxing, that boxing is officially dead now because of that fight. Now, you and I watched the fight together, The build-up for it was amazing, right?
Unbelievable.
But it was kind of like, I suppose, just like sex without coming, I suppose.
Like fly fishing.
Kind of, yeah.
Like fucking, but without big payoff.
Yeah, without the huge money shot. Like that's essentially what the fight was. Tell me your thoughts on the fight. This is now 6 days later.
6 days in, my opinion has changed a little bit on this fight. It's kind of gone around. One, I don't agree at all that it was the last gasp of boxing. I think boxing has been dead for years, and I think this was just a kind of weekend at Bernie's type deal with boxing. Like you just put them on snooze and just get do the Bernie and just have them go through the Bahamas or wherever they're at.
So who was Andrew McCarthy?
What's that? Pacquiao's trainer.
Freddie Roach.
Freddie Roach. Yes.
Freddie Roach was Andrew McCarthy.
Yes, Freddie Roach was Andrew McCarthy. Yes.
Is that a disrespect to Freddie Roach, kind of,
or a little bit to
or maybe to Andrew McCarthy? Okay, all right.
No, I think boxing is not really interesting anymore. I don't think it has been interesting since Tyson. I don't think anybody since then really has captivated an audience. Mayweather's the best defensive boxer I think anybody's ever seen, but nobody wants to watch defensive boxing. Like you watch NASCAR because you want somebody to crash, or watch NASCAR because you want people to go around in a circle. Mayweather has been this polarizing figure in boxing for so long,
right? Because
he's so good,
right?
And he's just as good as he thinks he is,
right?
We're just mad that we didn't get we're mad that we got the outcome that everybody kind of thought statistically, and from all of the Vegas booking and from all the people that we talked to, everybody was like, yeah, Mayweather's going to win. And he did. And we're mad that we got what everybody said we were going to get and what Mayweather said we were going to get.
Right.
Yes, the fight's almost 10 years for some people in the making. But I don't think that this was like the last gasp. I mean, Mayweather wants to win. The dude wants to win, and he's going to win in whatever way he's going to do it. And he didn't do anything illegal. It was just boring. But you know what? Like one, you can't really you can't really fault the guy. I mean, I guess you can, but you can't really fault him for winning his way and doing what he does best. But also, I think boxing has been dead for a long time, and it's.
I think you made a couple different points here, and I'd just like to go back through them real quick. Number one, you said that boxing's been dead for a long while. Historically, boxing has always thrived when the heavyweight division is relevant.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So you're talking about even from the 19. I mean, hell, when somebody says, the heavyweight champion of the world, boxing is one of those historical sports that you say, like you talk about an era in America's history, whatever, you say, well, who won the World Series, right? And who was the heavyweight champion? So,
I don't say that.
Well,
I would never say that.
I mean, you're you. So,
yeah, okay.
I mean, I get that. Everyone else, aside from the person sitting next to me, says that. Or, has like that historical sense.
I disagree, but that's okay. Keep going.
I go from the historical sense because, like, look, when you look through the 1960s and into the 70s, and hell, even into the 80s, the heavyweight championship of the world was such a big deal. Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Ken Norton, George Foreman. You had this era, and then going into the 80s with Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas,
Riddick, overhead right from Riddick.
But yeah, Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis, Evander, the real deal Holyfield. So like
it's exciting.
Yeah, exciting.
You get heavyweights punching the shit out of each other.
The welterweight division itself, though it has been entertaining, right? For it to hold all of the responsibility to like bring boxing back or to keep boxing relevant is just not going to happen.
Yeah, right? yes, but it's not like you can't knock people out in welterweight. Like Pacquiao's knocked out over a third more people than Floyd Mayweather does, and that's what people want. But people want knockouts.
But look,
people want clear punches to the face, and they want people to get their ass knocked out.
But this goes to your point that you said earlier, right? I think it can be said and established that Floyd Mayweather is perhaps the greatest Olympic-style boxer
ever lived, who's ever walked the earth.
Who, by the way, never won an Olympic gold medal. And interestingly enough, right?
I don't know much about that. Why didn't he ever win an Olympic? Did he ever compete?
He did compete, and as a matter of fact, he was, I believe, he was fighting a Croatian cat and lost. Right, so he lost
in decision, or you get knocked out.
I believe it was in decision. But like the irony of that guy's life is like the Croatian cat. I can't remember what his name is. I'll have to fact check it later. Some promoters came up to him after the Olympics and said, listen, we want to make you a star. We want you to move to Vegas and actually train full-time, etc.
To Mayweather or the Croatian cat?
To the Croatian cat. And the Croatian cat took some bad advice and said, no, I'm good. He's like a farmer in Croatia now. Like he like barely is like surviving. So like he has to look at somebody who beat Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. So like for him, he has to look at his life and say like, wow, did I make some terrible decisions? Back to the point though, I mean, it makes sense that we as boxing fans or boxing aficionados, we watch somebody like Floyd Mayweather and say, look, technically, he is the most supreme boxer you'll ever see. He's a boxer's boxer, all right? He's a great boxer. Is he a great fighter? No. Okay.
And he's not a great showman.
No.
He's a great businessman. He looks like he's a good showman.
Smartest guy out there in the ring, and even outside of the ring.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of money. You can say what you want about his own personal life, about his professional life, whatever, the man's smart. However, there is something to take into consideration with all this, okay? Manny Pacquiao in 1 year fought Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Shane Mosley, and Ricky Hatton, and he beat all three of them, right? And those were guys who were more or less in their prime. I don't necessarily.
Ricky Hatton was a stud for a while.
Stud, and he beat them, and decisively. I've never watched a contest where Floyd Mayweather, in like a unification bout or even in a fight, like an actual championship fight, actually take the championship from somebody. It's almost as if he sticks to this specific line and he says, I'm not gonna veer away from it because I don't need to. I'm doing what I have to do. De La Hoya said it best after their fight in 2007. He said it best. He said, listen, I'm the champion. He has to come fight me.
He has
to come to me.
I shouldn't be coming to him to get this fight.
If I don't engage him, right, then there is no fight.
Yeah.
And many people have made that point. Now, 49-0 is 49-0. All right. You can't disagree with 49. Yeah. 49 guys or 49, fights.
23 knockouts or something like that.
Something like that, right? Like 49 different times people have walked into the ring
with Floyd Mayweather
with a plan.
Yeah.
And that plan's failed.
Yes.
All right. So you have to give credit where credit's due.
Yes.
But ultimately, I mean, it could be the last gasp. We have to see the heavyweight division come back up.
There's nobody in the heavyweight division. Who's in the heavyweight division right now?
The Klitschko's.
Oh yeah, the Klitschko's. Yeah.
Vladimir.
What's the
Natalie
actress? Husband.
Oh yeah, the little blonde chick.
Yeah.
I've always thought about them like walking around because he is like really like a mountain of a man.
Yeah.
And she's like small.
She's tiny.
She's like 5'2".
Yeah.
She's like 5'2", 5'1", something like that.
I mean, so the first thing that you think of is like, how do they fight?
I'm sure they figure it out.
I'm sure they figure it out.
I'm sure that he, like any boxer, just thrashes her.
Just fucking thrashes.
Oh yeah.
It's just awful.
Maul the shit out of her.
It's like Eric Bana in Munich.
Oh yeah, no, she's awful.
Awful.
Oh my God.
Awful for both parties.
There's the Munich reference.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of them. I will probably say that again sometime.
Or maybe like she goes like Eric Bana. He goes Eric Bana. She goes like probably because she's blonde, right? I think she goes Daniel Craig.
She goes Daniel Craig.
She's even more like gnarlier than he is.
Okay.
Like she brings out a belt and she starts choking him and he's into it and
like
so
the
on.
championship belt.
Oh yeah, no, she's bringing out the IBF title because it's enough for his neck.
Yes.
It's big enough for his neck.
Barely enough.
Yeah, barely enough because he has big neck. I mean,
Yeah.
so do I.
Yeah.
So do you.
So do I. I do a little bit.
How come we didn't call this the Big Neck Show?
Big Neck. I like that. I think we can always change it.
I don't know. Get DP'd though.
No, get DP'd's good.
Whatever.
For another day. It's their business. That's our business.
Yeah, that's for later on. So bottom line, but boxing is probably dead.
No, it's probably, but see, it's not. Floyd has figured out a way to use his talents with his kind of marketing machismo to just do enough to win these fights. Like he won the fight. I went to the Mayweather Cotto fight 2 years ago.
Oh wow!
I went there. And from the stand, it literally just like typical a Mayweather fight. 80% of the people in the building were rooting for Cotto, as was I, because I didn't know much about Floyd Mayweather, and the people that I went with were sponsors of Cotto.
Right.
So we were in the Cotto camp, like we were hanging out.
Right.
So
did you meet him?
I did not meet Miguel Cotto. I would have liked to have met Miguel Cotto. I did walk through a picture that Suge Knight was posing with two cute little white ladies, and it was after the fight, and I was super drunk, and I was walking past the guy, and I just walked right through the picture this guy was taking, and I guess Suge Knight had said, "Hey man, what's the deal? Like what the fuck?"
It's a good thing he wasn't in his car.
And I know, right? Jesus Christ! And I literally, in my drunkenness, turned around to him, just like, "Fuck you," and I kept on walking, and my buddy pulled me aside. My buddy Jake was like, he's like, "Whoa. You know who the fuck that was?" And then no, Suge Knight. And I snapped my head around, and I see Suge Knight just staring daggers at me, and I literally, like, I should have had the Depends on, bro. I think I squirted out a little bit of pee, and then like just ran into the crowd.
Maybe 15 years ago you would have had like reason for concern, but
right, he's just slow.
Yeah, it's not happening now. He's not happening.
But anyway, I think that's what my claim to fame is, saying fuck you, Suge Knight.
Right.
So here we go. So from the stands, it was a madhouse. It was one of the coolest things I've ever participated in because it looked like from the stands,
right,
Miguel Cotto was winning.
From
my
angle.
seat.
Right.
And we had good seats.
Right.
We had good seats. We had like second tier up.
Right.
It looked like Miguel Cotto was winning. And the place was rocking. Everybody was feeling it. This dude, by the end of the fight, this Mayweather supporter, who's the only Mayweather supporter, right in front of us, turns to us. And before the decision is announced, he goes, Cotto won. He goes, Cotto won, guys. He was talking mad shit the whole time. He goes, Cotto won, and he leaves. Right. He leaves before the decision, before they say Mayweather. We were pissed. Everybody was pissed when they said Mayweather won. Then we go back and I look at the highlights on SportsCenter. Mayweather won.
Amazing.
All those shots that we thought Miguel Cotto was landing were glancing hits, or Mayweather was getting out of the way.
Right.
And he's too good. He's too good. And you can't fault the guy for winning. There's a lot of things you can fault Mayweather for. Beating a bunch of women is something you can definitely fault him for.
Yeah. I mean, but
here's being kind of a piece of shit you can fault him for. But I don't know him personally. But you cannot fault him for his technicality in the ring, and you can't be mad when he wins using what he does best, just because you wanted a good fight.
There's something else.
But that's why boxing's dead.
There's something you have to take into account also. Okay. And again, we'll say this and then we'll move on.
Yeah. Okay.
Think about it this way. A lot of people have made a big deal out of Floyd Mayweather's, personal life, about the fact that he's been arrested a few times for domestic battery.
Well, that's a fucking big deal. You get fired from other sports if you beat your wife.
The Las Vegas, the Nevada Boxing Commission made a huge deal and essentially said, well, he served his time and he's in this and he's done that, but if you were in the NFL or the NFL, it's just way too much time. But we also have to look at the other side. Manny Pacquiao, right?
Is a big piece of shit too. He's a big piece of shit too.
He's a big piece of shit. Born again Christian, right? Who doesn't believe in same-sex marriage, who
doesn't believe in contraceptives for women.
Who doesn't believe in contraceptives? I mean,
if he were up to him, the Philippines would be a very scary place.
I mean,
it already is for gay individuals and for women.
It's already tough.
It's a tough place.
Yeah.
It'd be even more tough if he was calling the shots.
But I think that funny enough, it's like we're looking at like the lesser of like amazingly, like this society is now looking at the lesser of two evils, which is like do we have to settle? Like at this point, like we're gonna go with Pacquiao, even though he has all of this other religious baggage that comes up. And mind you, he can believe in whatever he wants to believe. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily right.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like what's Mayweather's religion is
money,
is cash.
Money.
So like it's like you believe in God, yes, but I don't believe in all of these things. Okay, what do you believe in? I believe in making money, and this is who I am personally. Yeah. Whatever. I think it just speaks even more to like where we at today, like not just with boxing, but just like society.
How much money is in boxing, and how much underbelly there is to boxing that we see with other sports.
Yeah.
I thought it was just cool that we got to see those two guys punch each other for a while.
Moving on, because I think that's a perfect segue into the following, right? Yeah, no, your beard is looking good.
It's like just I can't even.
I just look unkempt. All right.
I mean, I just look unkempt. I came back from River. We both prepared so poorly for. We're both wearing black. We're wearing my king shirt.
See, look.
It's the first one.
This is the first one. It's not that big of a deal. We're not even like worse.
I just look like my beard is just like engulfed the
lower half of my face. I literally can't see your mouth. I can't look. You can't even see your mouth.
Look at that, and I know lips to begin with.
Can you feel Can you feel your face?
Can I feel that?
I can't feel my face. I can't feel it. Moving on.
Yes,
even though you really can't see it through this stream, all over this room is Star Wars propaganda, right? If you were a tool, yeah. Go ahead. Take a quick tour. If you were a
shit! I almost fell.
The Max Schmeling of Nazi Germany. This would be your room.
This would be your room. Look at that.
In terms of Star Wars. Look at that. Look at that thing. And then join the Rebel Alliance.
And then you got to join the Rebel Alliance.
I mean, look at this. Help.
Help Galen Merrick.
So
join the Rebel Alliance. I gotta turn this off.
Well, turn it off. Is it fucking with you?
It's fucking with you.
Turn it up, bud. So basically, news came out this week via Disney that Boba Fett did not die in the Sarlacc pit,
which I already knew.
There had
a lot of people already knew. If you follow the canon, you already know.
Right. But my point is that Disney, in so many words, is saying, look, we're looking to maybe do a Boba Fett film. Now wait a minute. Hold on for a second. You say great. I'm a little suspect. All right.
Yes, you are.
I am a little suspect.
We wouldn't have this show if you were.
No, obviously. Now
look at this. This angle's so much better than.
We moved it around. We feel much better. You're sitting in a chair. I'm sitting on your bed. By the way, how many times have I really jumped into this bed?
A lot of times.
Like especially
and just in a completely platonic way.
No. I'm touching him.
Yeah, I mean, but like, yes.
It's
like more of a nice spoon. It's a gentle spoon.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, don't downplay it either.
I'm not downplaying
You're
downplaying the one to do it. You're the one who fucking does it. I don't fucking do it. I'm sleeping and you fucking jump in and fucking start spooning me in the bed, and I'd be like, what the fuck? I don't do that to you,
dude. I mean, you're there. It's 12 noon.
I don't go to your house and take a piss on your rug.
Woo, Pete on my rug, right? Woo, Pete on the rug.
No, it's a bed. Yeah, well, you know what? I like to sleep in, so fucking give me a fucking break.
All right, but every day?
Yeah.
Are you depressed?
Every day.
Are you depressed?
Extremely.
Okay, fine.
All the fucking time.
That's why I jump in bed with you.
Yeah, and
you're trying to make me feel better.
It doesn't help.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help you. You're not letting me help. Help me help you. Come on.
I want to be alone with my misery.
I want to be alone with my thoughts. Get away from me. So the Boba Fett thing, it's okay. We all know that he's alive. So on, Disney in so many ways is saying yes. We're looking at doing some type of film. Now, I remember when Disney was inviting directors and producers in to listen to ideas for different concepts for Star Wars films, and Kevin Smith actually walked in, right, and said, I don't want to do anything about the trilogy, about 7, 8, and 9. I think that's way too much responsibility for me. I'm way too big of a fanboy, but I want to do a Star Wars film based on Boba Fett, where Boba Fett is traveling through time, right? And
traveling through time?
That's what he said. Okay.
Where he's traveling through time?
Okay. That's what he said. All right.
A little too Star Trek for me.
That doesn't really mean
fucking bat in a cornfield, throw him in the
you and your fucking brother like that.
Fucking brother.
Frankie, leave him alone. He's still breathing. Leave him alone. He's still breathing.
No, he's done.
So here's my concern.
It's not a threat, JJ.
Oh, but kind of. Whatever.
Sorry.
So my concern is this. All right. First off, all right. Boba Fett is such an iconic character. And even when I was talking with our boy Jeff earlier about this, he said it too. He's like, look, he's such an iconic character.
Everybody loves him.
It's difficult for me. To that, okay, great. That we don't necessarily see, but we subliminally realize. Right. There are so many good fucking potential bits for a Boba Fett movie. How are they going to start? Are they going to start with him coming out of the pit? Are they going to follow how he actually comes out of the pit? Which there's a great Star Wars book called Tales of the Bounty Hunters. Right. And it goes through all the bounty hunters, and that's when Dengar's another bounty hunter. Dengar's the guy who has the helmet with the wrap on his head. You see him on the Death Star in Episode 5. Right. Next to IG-88 and all the good stuff. I had a ball named IG-420 for a long time, which is great. Great. You named your binger? I named my bigger. I still have the. Oh, here we go. This is the only surviving piece of IG-420 is the ash catcher. Look at that. So good. That's the only surviving piece. That's his gun. That's his rifle. When was the last time you used that? This? Hour ago. No. Probably 10 years. Jesus, 10 years. And it's just hanging out. I just found it. Like a year ago. Wow. So anyway, but that's that. We'll use that later. We'll do a live stream where I get really stoned. And I don't get stoned anymore. So I can just watch the transformation of you getting stoned. Yes, I love it. Great. Okay. So we'll use IG-420. So what happened was he Dengar kind of rescues him, not rescues him, but kind of sees him when he pulls out. Because him about the past, and then it can be what is it? A scene where a really cool scene where he just catches some gnarly dude and just ices some motherfucker, dead or alive. There are so, and then it can cut back to him. That could be the opening scene, opening credits. Man, there are so many cool things that can happen in this movie
depending on how they want to do it. Like my mind is like going crazy over it.
My concern is, and this was something that even our boy, he echoed the same sentiment, right? Is that we had the opportunity in episodes 1, 2, and 3 to really hash out, like, and to really define who Darth Vader really was.
Yeah,
right? What we found out was that Darth Vader is a fucking child. He's a child. He's a whining, fucking terrible.
It was
like just such a spoiled fucking brat of a child.
Listen, there's so we can talk about this for all day. Why
but that's my point. You remember episode 2, right? Where essentially
is probably the worst.
Hayden Christensen says, right, as Anakin, he says, you know, I'm gonna be the most powerful Jedi in the world in the history of the Jedi. I'm gonna stop people from dying. Like that. It's not as if that was the wrong line. It's not as if that was the wrong line, right? It wasn't. It wasn't.
The wrong line.
No. It was the way it was fucking. Think fucking Darth Vader, right?
Think, you know, Humphrey Bogart from Casablanca.
Humphrey Bogart and Casablanca.
Like
we think of these, right? So this again. We think of these fucking people, right? We think of them, and we say to ourselves, "Damn it, Heath Ledger as the Joker, Jack Nicholson is the Joker, right?"
No, wrong.
Whoa.
Jack Nicholson's Joker is probably one of the shittiest things ever. Like that.
That's a different episode.
Batman, that's a different episode. That first Batman sucked. That movie fucking blows, by the way.
Listen,
Jack Nicholson sucks as
You were 7 when that shit came out, and don't act like you didn't fucking dress up as Batman.
I didn't dress up as Batman. I did not like Batman. I did not like Batman as a kid. I was not a fan of Batman as a kid. I fucking didn't need
you fucking lying.
Okay, so here we go. It was the wrong line, one, because I can stop people from dying, because somebody should have red flagged that immediately, because the fucking rule number 1 of the Force and the Jedi and how life works and how the circle of life is that there is no death, Alfredo. There is only the Force.
I get it.
There is no death. There is no death. But there is only the Force. And if somebody heard Anakin say that, I would have been like, yo, bro, like, man, dude, like, you kind of don't get this. You kind of like actually don't get how this whole philosophy works. So you should probably like, let's like rethink this, or maybe like we'll see what we can do. But like you can't work at McDonald's and then be like, say something like, man, dude, you know what I really enjoy is like putting my penis on this meat before I cook it. Like, you can't just like say that and then like have like not have a manager be like, whoa, like what did you just say? Like, what happened? Like, that's the same thing. Like, it's the same fucking thing.
My final point to it, though, is that we took these legends of the Silver Stream, right?
And it was better when we didn't know.
And it was better that we